Hello there, and well, welcome to Me and My Addiction, probably. This would be the best title for this video. I think that you're probably new to this channel, and you might not know the fact that I am just a tiny bit of a weep. Yeah. Guilty. Well, as you can see behind me, all of that is my treasure. I have a shitload of manga, although I do plan to have a lot more than that. But so far, my collection has about 700-ish volumes, and I kind of thought to myself, well, I do buy manga and I buy quite a lot of it. So why not make videos out of it? And that's how I sort of came with an idea to make this new format, which is gonna come out probably once a month, where I'm gonna go through all of the manga and anime related stuff, merch, figures, whatever that I bought, and I'm gonna just share it with the internet, with you people. I know what you might be thinking. This is like a very very low effort videos. From a certain point of view, I think that it might be interesting because it's still a chance for you guys to sort of get recommendations for new stuff to read, because I do experiment a lot with the manga I buy, and I usually buy a lot of lesser known first volumes that sometimes end up being extremely good, sometimes they don't. Still, I think that it might be an interesting way of discovering new stuff. Maybe it's not, maybe this video is gonna be shit and nobody's gonna watch it, but doesn't matter, because even the videos that I put effort into do not get views, so that's alright. Now let's start this manga haul, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, with a strong entry. Or to be more precise, I Am a Hero. Now this manga, I've started reading it fairly recently, because here in Italy, yeah, by the way, I live in Italy. Buongiorno. I don't know if I've ever said that. This manga already came out, the entirety of it, I think, quite a while ago. I think it's a 2006 series. The problem is that the original run of it, like the original version, was sold out like everywhere. Yet the series is still quite popular, or at least, well, popular enough for them to decide to make a new version of it. Sort of a revamped version. Now this manga is quite an interesting one, mostly because of the way its story is told. It is the first and only manga I have read made by Kengo Hanazawa, and I don't really, honestly, I have no idea what other series this guy made. But this one, Jesus Christ, it's really fucking good. The storytelling is almost reminds me of like a TV series type of storytelling, more than your original manga type of storytelling. The art style is fucking amazing. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything to you, but let's see if I can show you some pages. Oh, this is a very neutral one, so here you go. Or even let's see. So I wanna show you some characters. It's literally not a single character here. What the fuck? But the art style sort of reminds me of Inyo Asano, which is definitely a good thing. It has this very realistic type of feel to it, and mixed with the story, which is also like it is a zombie story. It's like a zombie apocalypse and stuff. But it's told in such a uniquely natural and realistic way that it's a very interesting read. I think that if you enjoy this type of stories, these like very self-analytical stories based on characters' emotions and the way they perceive the world around them, and in this case a situation like a zombie apocalypse, go for it. It's really good. It is a bit long though. It has probably like around 30 volumes as far as I remember, and the last volume I have is this one, and it is the 12th one. So if you want like have the the physical copies of it, then you're gonna be spending quite a bit. I personally refuse to read manga in scan, but if your soul is rotten enough to do that, and you absolutely have no intention on supporting manga artists that work their asses off in order to give us this, then go ahead, read it in scan, whatever. Next is this one. My Dress Up Darling, the 9th volume. This series, what can I say about a series that hasn't already been said? It's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. You probably know what the story is like, but if you don't, if you have been living like under a really big rock up until now. This guy was like a really good Hina dolls master crafter. Basically, his grandpa has a shop that makes Hina dolls, which are these, and he's extremely good at making them. One day he meets this girl. This beautiful girl, Marin Kitagawa, best wife ever, and she asks him to make cosplays for him, like actually like make them from scratch. And well, they start doing this. It becomes sort of a love story, and it's good. It's really good. It's very wholesome. It's a very easy and relaxing type of read. It also has a lot of ecchi in it, so that's good. And yeah, well, that's basically all I have to say about the series. If you're even remotely into rom-coms, then I don't know what you're waiting for. Read it. Next, now another very wholesome, not really wholesome, let's say very relaxing read is this, Call of the Night. I've already made, actually one of the first videos I made on this channel was sort of a review of the anime of Call of the Night, and I absolutely adored it. Especially the atmosphere more than anything, because story-wise, it's not really original nor extremely interesting story. Just the atmosphere, this beautiful starry skies. It's really relaxing. It's really, I know that nothing basically happens. It's been like probably 4 volumes since something major happened, but I still buy it because I don't know. It just feels extremely relaxing to read it. Have I already said that it is relaxing to read it? I think it's like the 8th time I said it. But other than that, the art style is also quite alright. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it is definitely quite alright. Especially the character design, and especially Nazuna's design is wow. Whew. Next. Now this series is another series that I actually covered in a video of mine quite a while ago. And here, by the way, here's the link for the video. And it is Boys Abyss. Now, this is definitely not an easy read, and it's definitely not wholesome nor relaxing. This is like a very heavy, sort of romantic drama, which really doesn't go easy on the main character. If you want to know what this manga is about, either read it or watch my video where I explain what it is about without any spoilers, so don't worry about that. Usually, sad manga are very hard to do. The biggest example of it is Anohana. Actually, I haven't read the manga, but I have watched the anime, and everybody told me that it was like the saddest thing they've ever seen in their life. I watched it and I think it was shit. I cried more watching the second season of SAO than I've cried watching Anohana. I'm just gonna say that. But this one, Jesus Christ, this one is I wouldn't say like you're gonna cry reading it, although maybe like in the next volumes, I don't know. But so far it's quite a heavy one, and well, the art style is really good actually. The art. Now I have started collecting Inyo Asano's Goodnight Pum Pum like a year ago, but for whatever reason I had the first 3 volumes for more than a year, and I couldn't. There was absolutely no way to find the other volumes. I don't know if it was something that happened just here in Italy, but then finally they started to print them again, and I finally managed to lay my hands on all the volumes up until volume 9, and this last month I've finally managed to lay my hands on the last 4 volumes. I have not read it yet, so I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything about the story, about I know the art style is really good because I just kind of peeked into it. I'm just like, eh. And the art style is amazing, but as usual, I have read other Inyo Asano stuff, like A Girl on the Shore, or the short stories collection, which was The End of the World and Before Dawn. Was it like that? Something like that. And I know that this guy draws amazingly. Having said that, now I can't wait to find the time to actually go through all of this. And I actually thought about making a video where I would read all of it in live, like not really live, but it would be sort of like a diary of me reading, going through all of the 13 volumes of this, and giving you my impressions over, like, I don't know, maybe after each volume or like a couple of chapters, I would like update you with the way I feel about it. If you would like to see something like that down below, just be sure to leave a comment down below saying that you would. This is also a volume that I've been waiting for a while. I've been reading Demon Slayer basically since it came out, at least here in Europe. And I've been waiting so long to have all of the volumes in order to just read through all of it and get it done with. I like it. I really like Demon Slayer, but it was just getting like, you know, a bit boring. Yet I do want to know how it ends. I don't know how it ends. I somehow managed to avoid any spoilers, so good for me. I've read it up until volume 14, I think, or 13, something like that. But now I finally bought the last volume with like a variant cover, which is really nice, really cool. Look at this, so reflective and stuff. Amazing. And yeah, that's about it. I finally am gonna be able to read all of it. Now this is a bit more of a interesting one. You know, if I'm not mistaken, like some months ago, I don't really remember how long ago exactly, but a couple of months ago, Sui Ishida, if that's the way it's pronounced, Sui Ishida, whatever. Whoever is behind Tokyo Ghoul, I don't even know if it's like a woman or a man, but whoever is behind Tokyo Ghoul made a new manga. And that was like extremely unexpected, because I don't know if they made anything after like completing Tokyo Ghoul. And then they just come up with this completely random type of story. I have read the first volume, I actually have it. And I don't know, it was very weird. I don't even know what it reminded me of. It was like a mixture of, it has, I don't know, it's a mixture of power shonen, but also more of a parody type of thing. I don't know, I really am at a sort of a loss of words about this manga. And the manga I'm talking about, it's Chujin X, which means Alien X. Chujin should mean alien, I think. But Jesus Christ, it was so weird. Has any of you 10 people that are gonna be watching this video read this? Because if you did, please tell me what you thought about it. Because I do plan on making a video about this manga in the near future, but I yet have to form into words what my thoughts are about this. Now, I have not read the second volume yet. I will in these next days probably, and I honestly don't know what to expect. Oh, by the way, the art style of the cover is amazing. Look at this; it has this reflective type of surface here. The embroidered title. It's really good, very high quality. It is also like $9, so yeah, I would expect that. It would be nice quality. That is another series that I've been following for not a long time, and it's a very similar situation to I Am a Hero, because it is a series that has already ended, if I'm not mistaken, or at least it already has like a shitload of volumes. And here in Italy, we already had like an older version of it, but for whatever reason, I actually don't know why, but they decided to make a new one, like a new sort of enhanced version, which is, and the manga I'm talking about is Claymore. Now, this last month, volumes 6 and 7 came out, so I got them. I'm still at like volume 4, but it is really good. I have been like, hearing stuff about Claymore for a while now, but for whatever reason, it never really caught my attention, at least enough for me to read it. But one day I was like at a manga store, and I just saw it there, the first volume, and also was like a special version that had wait a second, that had this inside of it. It's like a postcard that says what the fuck is that? Thank you, Italy, for your affection. And it's like signed by the author. And yeah, it was nice. It was a nice version, and it was like not particularly expensive. It was about $6 if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Let's give it a try. I did, and I'm really glad that I did. It's really good. The only thing I don't really enjoy a lot about it is the art style, because the characters they all have the same fucking face, and sometimes it gets really confusing. Because the male characters all have the same type of face, and when you have more than like 6 characters on a page, you're just like, what the fuck are you? And the problem, and even worse, is the fact that all of the claimers, all of the girls, have basically the exact same appearance. And there was this, I haven't reached it yet, but I know that there is this scene in like volume 6, where there's like a bunch of them in one single scene, and it's like absolutely impossible to understand what the fuck is happening. So yeah, but other than that, so far it's really good. I hope it's gonna get only better, or at least stay the same quality. Now, talking about a long-lasting manga series, I've got myself volumes 25 to 30 of One Piece. I have read up until volume 17, actually, 17. And I don't know yet. I don't know. I really like the sort of adventurous traveling aspect of it. It's extremely entertaining. All of the islands, all of the new characters, all of the new like cultures, stuff, settings. But I don't know. Just thinking about the fact that the story is more than 100 volumes long, it just kind of scares me. But for the moment, I'm enjoying it. I do want to keep on reading it, so yeah, be buying it. I'm just gonna be giving my money to Oda Sensei and not complain about it. Now, this is a manga that nobody gives a shit about. Considering the fact that right now its anime adaptation is getting aired, I find it amazing that nobody's talking about it. And the series I'm talking about it is Insomniacs After School. On my channel, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a poll where I asked whether they started to watch the series, and less than 20% of people said yes. Although a lot of them said that they were planning to, but it's a really good series. I mean, as long as you enjoy slice of life, as long as you enjoy very calm and relaxing romance stories, it's amazing. And it also has like very good art style, both in the manga, but especially in the anime. It's like really good. Oh, and by the way, I also made a video about it, so if you want to check it out, here it is. And yeah, I just kind of find it really, really weird that nobody really is giving a shit about it. Now, I think that I'm gonna talk about these two together, although they're not the same series, but they're made by the same author, so yeah. This is another series that nobody's giving a shit about. Well, I know it's the third one I'm saying this about, but that's what happened. That's what's happening. Whatever the fuck was the title of this in English? Go with the Clouds, North by Northwest. Once again, I did make a video about this, so check it out if you want to know more about it. It's one of the most original and well-written and well-drawn manga series I have ever read. It's a very unique story. It doesn't have anything to do with the usual stories that manga cover. If I had to describe it, it's like a mystery, investigation, slice of life mixed with supernatural elements and set in Iceland. I think that it is very, very elegantly written and drawn. I want to give you some examples without really spoiling you anything. Let's see if this volume has anything worth. Now, sure, I know that this type of stories might not be for everyone. It's like if you're looking for action, it's not for you. If you're looking for like fast-paced stories, it's not for you. It's not really slow, but it is definitely not particularly fast. Heavily, it relies really heavily on dialogue. It has a lot of dialogue, and it also has a shitload of like panoramic scenes that just let you appreciate the beauty of the very underrated country that is Iceland. And actually, now that I think about it, the second volume of this manga is basically uses the fact that the main character's friend, who is Japanese, comes to Iceland from Japan, and they just go on like a tour of Iceland. Nothing really happens in that volume. There's no real story progression, but it's just like a 250 pages long essay about Iceland. It's really interesting. But I mean, if you do not give a shit about Iceland, then you're probably not gonna find this interesting. But this is the other volume made by the same author, Aki Irie, by the way. The Amazing World of Ren. I have not read it yet, so I don't really know what it talks about. I just know it has the main character is a witch, and yeah, that's basically all I know about it. Once again, amazing art style. Like, to give you an example, take a look at this. Take a look at this and tell me that it is not one of the most beautiful things you have ever seen in your life. This, or even just take a look at this. So if you're into this slower types of stories, please just do yourself a solid and check this out. Let's cover these ones. Well, let's cover these ones first that are not as interesting as the last two. So we have Magical Girl Riswa, which is a manga made by Nishio Ishin. And if you know what Nishio Ishin is, you probably know what the Monogatari series is. And if you know what the Monogatari series is, there are two possibilities. You either think that it is one of the greatest, most well-written, most interesting, most entertaining, with the best cast of characters, stories ever written, or you might just think that it is straight up shit and that anybody who says that they enjoy them are lolicons that deserve to go to jail. Now, I personally adore the Monogatari series. I have not watched all of it, but the majority of it, and I loved it. I loved every single aspect of it. I loved the style, the very weird, like, visual style of it. The metaphors, the characters, the music. Jesus Christ, the music of that anime is amazing. So, my hopes going into this one were very, very, very high. This manga is, I don't know, at least this first volume felt like a really unoriginal story to me. I don't know, I'm not gonna spoil anything to you because I honestly have read it and I don't really remember what it was about. I don't know, it just really did not stick with me. I did not entertain me particularly. If you have like different opinions on this one, let me know down in the comments. I'll be very, very interested to talk about this one. Unfortunately, I really wanted to like it. I really hoped I would like it, but I didn't. I didn't really. The art style was pretty good, although still it was definitely not as good as the Monogatari series. One Room Angel. Like, I've seen this one at the manga store like a year ago probably, and like from that point I wanted to buy it, but for whatever reason I always procrastinated. And it is a one-shot story, so this is the only volume that there is. I know that the plot is something along the lines of there's this guy, he's very depressed, he has like a very unfulfilling life, and one day he gets basically killed. But then this angel comes out of nowhere and saves him and probably like tries to make him understand how beautiful life is or whatever, something like that. I'm not gonna say anything particular about it, I still need to read it, so... Now, the last two volumes of this video. They are Look Back and Goodbye Eddie by none less than our God and Savior, Tatsuki Fujimoto. And you will believe. Now, I have already read both of them, and I will definitely be making a video about them, 100%. Now, Look Back, I did not enjoy it as much as I did enjoy Goodbye Eddie. Look Back talks about two classmates that are both really into drawing and that basically both aspire to become manga authors one day. That's about it. I'm not gonna go too much into detail because it is a one shot and the story is very short, so I don't really want to be giving you too much details about it. I'll just say that it is a very interesting take on the mind of a person that tries their best to try and achieve the level of somebody else that they consider to be the epitome of what they want to become. Let's put it like that. I know that was a bad description, I know, but bear with it. I think this is definitely not the best work by Tatsuki Fujimoto, even compared to some of his short stories. But it was definitely an interesting read, and I will definitely cover it more deeply in a different video. Now the last one being Goodbye Eddie. Now this one I read it very recently. I read it like 2 days ago, and oh my god, for whatever reason, Tatsuki Fujimoto decided to write all of this story following this style, using, I don't really remember exactly how it's called in Japanese, but using only 4 panels, 4 page, and it's all written like this. So whatever page you go on, there's always 4 panels on each page. It talks about this guy that lost his mother, and before dying, his mother asked him to be constantly filming her before her death, which is what he does. But then, for whatever reason, he decides to make a movie out of it, out of all of that footage that he captured, and to present it at to his school to like do a screening of it. And let's say that people did not really particularly enjoy it, especially because the final scene of this movie that he made was the hospital where his mother was staying, just exploding behind him. So a lot of people found that to be extremely insensitive and not a really good directing choice, let's put it like that. But then this random girl comes up and well, I'm not gonna tell you what she does, but it goes into very the interesting thing about this manga is that it leads you to so many times. It's not long, but there's so many occasions in which it leads you to believe that the story is going into a certain direction, but then it just gives you a really, really fat, huge fuck you, and it just comes up with like the most random and unexpected plot twist that is just like it's a constant of like, how on earth did this guy think about this? It's honestly one of the most, I'm not gonna say one of the best, but definitely one of the most interesting and original manga volumes that I've read in a while. It goes into really, really unexpected directions when you least expect it. Obviously, read it. If you're into stories they're gonna leave an impression on you. It's not that expensive for considering the quality of this version. It's really good. It has this hardcover on. It's really nice to read. It's really nice to hold. It's really nice to look at. But its content is what's worth all of that money. It could have been like newspaper type of quality, but I wouldn't care. I would still pay the same amount of money to read something like this. Now, having said that, I think we're done for today. Actually, yeah. Well, let me know if this type of content is something that you might enjoy, because I mean, I do quite enjoy making it. Because, it's just basically me sitting in front of a camera and talking about manga. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like to the channel. I hope I'm going to be seeing you in my next videos. Goodbye.